Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland. Good. Happy Friday. How about that? We made it.
Friday. Yay.
I don't care that that's a little dorky to say or TGIF. It's not really what the cool kids are saying. I'm saying it. I'm glad it's Friday.
You're bringing it back? We're going old school. We're going to say TGIF. Happy Friday. Happy everything, right?
Glad we made it. Yeah, it's been a good week. Been a lot busy. I've been super busy today, but it was weird. That's not how it should work. You should be busier at the lead part of the week and kind of tail it off a little bit and ease into the weekend. And I did it completely wrong today. But Trish, I have something. I had this item yesterday. We didn't get to it, so I want to lead with it because I want to make sure we get to it because I think it's so important.
Okay.
Trish, from the world of entertainment, do you recall a kids' TV show called iCarly?
Yes.
iCarly. Good, because iCarly is being rebooted.
Oh no!
The return on the service Paramount Plus with most of the original cast, including Carly herself. Miranda Cosgrove's coming back.
Okay.
Jerry as the brother Spencer. Nathan Kress, I forget his name, but he was the friend.
What about Sam? What's her name?
Sam is not returning, and we tried to get to the bottom of that, but she's not been announced as returning. Doesn't look like she is. But I got two questions on this. First is, I watched a crap ton of iCarly episodes. My son liked it. He was in that.
Can we just take a pause? Because that right there is so funny. Okay.
I feel like I know a lot of this story, and I watched a lot of it. And so here's why I bring it up was, it wasn't that bad. It was kind of funny. It was it was a kids show, but it was it had some funny humor to it. I could handle it. It wasn't awful. So that was my question, Trish. What's the kids show that maybe you spent a lot of time with back in the day? Was that your kids that you said, yeah, I don't mind that one, and it comes around, you'd be like, I'll watch that again.
Yeah, iCarly definitely, because my kids are just a tiny bit younger than yours, but that we were still kind of there. And Wizards.
It ran from 2007 to 2012, by the way.
Wizards of Waverly Place, which was Selena Gomez, right?
Wow, that's right.
Yeah. That was that same time frame, and even a little bit of Hannah Montana. That was kind of a little bit old for my kids, but they liked Miley Cyrus when she was Hannah.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, so. I mean, iCarly was the one for me, and a little shout out and an acknowledgement. The other one he loved a lot and watched for a long time, even as he got older in reruns, was a cartoon called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I don't know if you remember that one.
No.
Very, very cool and kind of pretty higher brow almost than it should have been, right? It was kind of an interesting story about a parent tries to make their kid, 8-year-old boy, give up his imaginary friend. Which the parents do, right? Especially as children get older, they kind of say, look, you can't, the imaginary friend thing, let's get over it. And so in the Foster show, there's an actual orphanage where all the abandoned imaginary friends live.
All right, I want to know, what was your imaginary friend? What or who was your imaginary friend? You had to have one.
I feel like I don't remember that, Trish. Come on, you're going. That's a little far back.
I know it was 16 years ago, but
a longer time ago. No, I don't. Did you have an imaginary friend?
I did, and apparently I don't remember this, but I was told this a number of times by my parents. So when I was really little, I had imaginary gorilla because gorillas were what I wanted to see when we would go to the zoo. Mm-hmm. And there was a gorilla at the zoo who would throw rocks and gorilla poo out at the people. And I was fascinated by him. So yes, he lived behind my dad's chair in the living room. And apparently I convinced the dog. We had a little dachshund named Snoopy, and the dog was afraid to go behind the chair because it would just stand at the edge and bark. There was something back there. Cause I was constantly
you figured it out. Yeah.
Talking to my gorilla friend. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. I guess when we moved, then he must have stayed, or he went to the home for imaginary friends.
See, I don't recall having an imaginary friend. I might have. I don't remember. I'm thinking about developing one later in life, though. I'm thinking he'd be named Diego, something like that. Be a little mysterious, suave, be pretty good riding a horse. You know, I don't know.
You guys could.
We'd hang out and watch soccer. Yeah, it'd be great.
I love these comments coming in. Oh my gosh, look here. The innocence of the mind. You got that right. I don't know. Isn't it, okay, speaking of innocence of the mind, though, we're talking about like childhood stuff. So I was at yoga today. Yes, 2 times this week. So
nice.
I'm getting back into it. Anyway, but what in between some of the poses, we were doing like if your arms are really loose and you just kind of like wave back and forth, like you see little kids do like on a playground. She's like, just go back to being 7 or 8 again, like you're on a playground. And at what age does that stop though, right? Because there's some amount of time where it's okay to have imaginary friends that you talk to. It's okay to just stand out in the middle of somewhere and just wave your arms around and flail around. There's a TikTok of a guy that just does nothing but run everywhere and film it. Like, little kids run everywhere. They're running upstairs, running downstairs. Like, right. When does that stop? Like, I don't know. I feel like we could probably be happier if we do a little bit of, arm flailing out in the world.
I do a lot of that early in the morning, like just to kind of get it out of the way. Yeah. I mean, my break dancing, which I'm never going to let you live down, by the way, when we talked about break dancing and you did that, which we don't know what that was.
That was like the word you can't see. Cause I'd have to do a tiny one.
What was that one? What was this one that was popular for a while? Remember this one?
The dab?
The dab, is that? I kind of like that one.
You dab down.
Dab down. All right. I wasn't really good at it back then, but that might come back. Things get dated so quickly. I had a news program on today, and it was a business. It was CNBC I was watching, and they were talking to a guy whose business is creating, or I don't know supplying, for the lack of a better word, dry ice, right? And so the concept was, hey, this guy's now in complete demand in his business because these vaccines that are rolling out or are going to beginning to roll out, they need to be shipped in dry ice, blah, 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 for the temperature, right? We've all heard that story before. Sure. The guys, they're interviewing this business owner, and he's like, yeah, I'm so busy. And he says, my phone is ringing off the hook. This is what this guy says. And I thought to myself, why are we still saying that? Nobody under 30 or maybe even 35, certainly under 25, has seen a phone that has a hook. Right. It doesn't make any sense. There are no more hooks. Right? Like, stop it. And I bet there's a whole bunch of expressions like that we really just need to just drop, right? Because no one understands them. They're also dated, right? Like, we're still writing emails with that CC field, right?
Right.
You remember what that came from? Like, why is that there?
Wasn't it on memos? Is it on memos?
Yeah. And it stood for carbon copy.
Carbon copy, right? Yeah.
Right. When you were writing a memo and you wanted to give someone a copy, that was the process by which you made a copy. Carbon copy is CC. Gosh. We're still CCing people. No one knows what that means. So stupid.
I have another one. Do you ever say that you roll down your car window? I say it all the time. Let me roll down the window. You're not rolling down a window. You're pushing a button. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, it was funny because for the longest time, my kids, when they were real little, they thought I said, blow down the window because you push the button and it blows down. So anyway, maybe that's the replacement phrase, blow down the window.
I'm trying to think. I feel like it wasn't terribly long ago where I still had a car that did the roll thing, though. I've been a late adopter to some of the car tech. It wasn't too long ago.
Do you have some favorite 8-tracks in your car right now?
I have told the 8-track story a couple of times, Trish, probably on this show as well. I don't know if it's worth retelling my favorite 8-track story.
Let's hear your 8-track story.
Trish, it was the summer of 1987, and I had what was known at the time as the Chevy Monza. It's a really prestige car.
What's
beautiful
that?
Car, it's a little coupe, kind of like a Vega, little Chevy car. The car was equipped with like an AM radio, which was awful, but it also had an 8-track player, right?
Nice.
So I had a number of 8-track tapes, as one would back in the day. And one summer, Trish, on a particularly hot day, when the car was parked somewhere for a while and the sun was blasting in, the 8-track tape that was in the 8-track player melted in place, right? Because those 8-tracks were plastic, right? And the tape, the ribbon was inside. Couldn't get it out, right? It melted, and then I guess it got cool enough, and it just was locked in place, right? Oh, no. That 8-track tape, Trish, was Bruce Springsteen's "Born to Run."
Thank goodness for that, right?
Which I listened to exclusively for about 9 months because I couldn't get the 8-track out. And or maybe I was broke. I was, a high school kid, wherever I was. I couldn't manage to do anything about it. So it was just over and over again. Born to Run, Thunder Road, Jungle Land, Thunder Road, Jungle Land. And then you know how 8-tracks would, this is an awful story. Like nobody under 35 knows this story either. Sometimes in the middle of the song, it would skip to the next track.
Sure.
I don't remember if it was Jungle Land or Thunder Road, but right in the middle of one of those songs,
it just move on.
Born to Run, like Bruce is like tramps, like, and it would pause, it would click over us, Anyway, last part of the story is finally I was with one of my buddies, and he'd been in that car a lot as well. We hung out all the time, went places, blah blah blah. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore. He got sick of it, and he just smashed the 8-track tape player out of the car, threw the entire thing out the window as we were driving. Because he couldn't handle Thunder Road for the 937th time.
Thank goodness for good friends.
I don't know how that story was. We'll see if we get a lot of views on this episode, or they drop off when I start telling that saga.
Yeah, that's an old technology right there. What if we still had to deal with 8-tracks, and beta tapes and even VHS, right? Like, I feel like Generation X has done a lot. We have gone through a lot of technology over the years. So yeah, I applaud us for being open to it, changing, agile, we're adaptable. We're the most adaptable generation, I would say.
Trish, tramps like us, we were born to run. I think
we're born to run.
That's.
You know what? On that happy note, I say we call it a day.
Let's call it a week.
Let's call it a week. Well, hey, everyone, thanks for the comments and everyone that's coming in. And thank you, as always, for all your ideas and your feedback. We love hearing from you. Let us know what you want to talk about next week. We're getting close to the holidays. I actually had a topic for today, but I'm going to hold it for Monday. So
I know. I'm sorry I went off for so long. On.
Hey, it's okay. You can rant. It's a Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. We'll see you Monday.